Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to be covering the locations of larval tiers in the game. I have 18 different locations that I'm going to go through, which I believe is all of them. However, if not, at the very least, this should give you plenty to use in a playthrough, I would think. Starting off, for those that don't know or may not know what these are, under your key items, they're found here. And you can see the description. It's material needed by Rennala to grant rebirth. So once you've defeated her, we are in the Raya Lucaria area. That's where she's found. Once you have a larval tier, you can go up to her and select rebirth, which is essentially completely respecking your character. So it'll ask you to use a larval tier. You hit yes, and then that'll set you back to your default level. So back to level 7, and then all of those skill points will be kind of put in a pool. So you can see I'm at level 175 now. So I have 168 points that I can redistribute and kind of build out a new character. So if you decide you don't want to, you can cancel it. So you can cancel rebirth, and then that'll put the larval tier back in your inventory. So anyways, we'll get into now the locations of these and where you can find them. Starting with the first location, we are in Limgrave, and we are at the Agheel Lake South site of Grace. So here we are on the map. If you have that, you can take it, and it's pretty nearby. So if we jump up onto this road here and go up here, you should see a soldier just kind of standing here. If you attack him, he's going to turn into a bear, and then after defeating the bear, that is when you will get the larval tier as a reward. For the next location, we are in the village of the Albinarics. We're at that site of Grace, so if you have that, you can quickly travel there. Otherwise, there is a path that you can take through the lake here that'll take you up to this area. So from the site of Grace, it's pretty nearby. If you run up here and go behind this building, there's going to be a corpse with a item that you can pick up, and that's the larval tier right around here. Moving north a little bit is our next location. So we're now in the lake, kind of a little bit north of this folly on the lake side of Grace. You can use this building here as a landmark as well. There's going to be a lobster that's kind of roaming around here. After you attack him, he's going to turn into a grafted scion, and then after you defeat him, he'll drop an item, which is the larval tier. Now for the next location. This one's kind of a multi-step process. The first thing we need to do is go to this Artist Shack site of Grace, if you have it, which is on the east side of the lake here. Once you're here, there's going to be a painting that you need to grab. So if you don't have this yet, grab this first. After you have the painting, then you'll need to make your way up to the Caelid Manor area. And there's going to be a ghost, so you can see kind of where we're at on the map here. At the bottom of this stone formation, he'll be right around here, and you need to touch him, and then if you have the painting, he'll disappear and you'll get the larval tier. The next location is kind of nearby where we just were, so we're also in this Caelid Manor location on the opposite side, and you can see where we're at on the map. This one's actually one that you can buy from an NPC, so I have that labeled here with this person marker. So to get here, if you run out into this Ronnie's Rise area, you can come off the road, and there's a drop on the cliffs that will drop you down into this building here. So if we drop down and then drop down again, should be a ledge here. And then if we keep making our way down, that will open up into this spot in the roof. And you can take this ladder down, and you will find an NPC here. So when I got to this point, you can see he's on the floor here, So that also dropped a bell bearing, which I took to the Twin Maiden Husks, and then I could buy it there instead. But if he's alive, you should be able to buy it from him here for 3,000 runes. For the next location, we're now in Caelid. So on the map, this is where we're at. It's right outside this Cathedral of Dragon Communion site of grace, if you have that. So you can see the cathedral in the background there. And if you just run out here towards the graveyard, this is going to be another one where it's a soldier disguised as, in this case, a troll. So you'll find him hanging out right around here. Once you defeat the troll, you'll then get the larval tier as a reward. Okay, now we are in Altus Plateau for the next location, and on the map here, this is where we're at, and what we want to get to is this ruins location, which we're currently looking at. So that's where it is on the map, and that's the ruins that we want to get to. So again, this is another similar one where it's going to be a soldier, and he's disguised as a lion guardian. So he's going to be found in this corner here. And then once you attack him, defeat the Lion Guardian, you'll get the larval tier as a reward. Next, we've moved up to the Volcano Manor area. We're at this Road of Iniquity site of grace. So if you have that, you can take that and travel down this road a little bit. And here you'll find a worm face that's standing next to this bonfire. Defeat him and he will drop a larval tier. This next location can be a little bit tricky to find just because you have to navigate through this fog area. So where we're located, this is kind of generally where you're going to find this, where we're at currently. It's right north of this consecrated Snowfield site of grace. So again, this is another one that's similar to the others where it's a soldier disguised as a bear. So for this particular one, you'll see a group of 3 soldiers. 2 will be standing, and then the third one's actually stuck in the snow, which is kind of funny. Once you attack him, he'll turn into a bear, and like the others, once you defeat the bear, you'll get the larval tier as a reward. The next larval tier is another one that we can just buy from an NPC. So this is located in the Siofra River area. There's this Worshipper's Wood site of grace that's pretty nearby. Here's the NPC that we're going to buy it from. So if you make your way over to this area, you can see there's some stairs down at the bottom that will lead to a ladder that kind of wraps up around that tower there. And then that'll take you into this room, which will lead to the NPC. We wrap through this waterfall area. That'll take us into this opening where we'll find the NPC sitting down here. And this is the guy that we'll buy the larval tier from. So we can see, I've already bought it, but you can get it for 3,000 runes here. Next, we're moving into Nokron City, which has quite a few that we can get. So looking at the map, this is where we're at. We are right on the Nokron Eternal City site of grace, which is coming out of this building here. So if you have that, you can make your way out, and right kind of in this immediate building here, if you walk in, there's going to be a corpse up against this door here that we can grab our first one. Running down the stairs a bit will take us to the second tier that we can get in this location, which is in this gazebo. So there's going to be another corpse that will have a larval tier that you can loot right here. Finally, there's 2 more that you can get in this area. So if we move down from that gazebo, that will lead into this arena here. So if you haven't done this yet, this will be a big giant boss wall that you'll go into. And within here is where you'll fight the Mimic tier, which is a kind of like a mirrored copy of yourself. And once you complete that fight, you'll get 2 larval tiers as a reward. Wrapping things up for the Nokron City larval tiers that you can get, there's one more, which is nearby this Night Sacred Ground site of grace. So for the other 4, we were kind of in this area here. To get here, if you don't have the site of grace, you kind of have to go through this ancestral woods area and then jump through some roofs, and that'll kind of lead you over here. If you have the site of grace, it's right nearby though, which is up these stairs into this building. And for this one, we have to defeat one of those giant balls. So this is where it's at. If you haven't defeated it yet, once you do so, you'll get a larval tear as a reward. All right, looking at the final 3 that we can get, they're all located in the Nokstella city area, pretty nearby. All 3 of them are pretty close to each other. So we took this Nokstella Eternal City, Site of Grace, and ran up these stairs, and that's where we're at currently. If you need help getting to this, you might have to look up some resources online. But what we'll need to do is defeat 3 of those giant balls again. So you can see the first one is up there at the top of those stairs. So as we make our way over the bridge, that'll start dropping, as you can see. So this first one we'll need to defeat, and then we'll get a larval tear as a reward, which we can do real quick. Alright, and then the next one is going to be right nearby in this room here. So once you go in here, the doors are going to close behind you, and that will spawn there. So we can defeat that one. So that'll be a larval tear as well as a reward. And then for the third one, we'll need to go up these stairs here. And this one will be located in this room. You can see it behind the chandelier. Up there at the top, so you'll need to kind of fight through all of these, and then it'll drop from the ceiling. And once you defeat that one, that'll be the third final tier for this location. So that was 18 different locations for larval tiers in the game. As mentioned, I think that's all of them that you can get. However, there might be some more out there, I'm not sure. But anyways, hopefully this video was helpful for you and helped you maybe track down some that you were missing. So thanks for watching, and we will see you later. Bye.